With soldiers coming home from the war in Iraq, thousands of families will have a Merry Christmas this year. When Sergeant Thomas Ballard was thousands of miles away from his family, it was the students and staff at Laurel Elementary who helped him get through. Today, in a surprise visit, he wanted to personally say thank you. Here's the story from Laurel.
Hi, nice to meet you.
It was a surprise meeting between Principal Melinda Lee and Staff Sergeant Thomas Ballard, but the two aren't exactly strangers. Sergeant Ballard came to thank Lee and the entire Laurel Elementary staff after her students wrote letters to him and his squadron while stationed in Afghanistan.
It's an honor to see that we have touched people, but I don't think that the students realize how big of a part they had in touching our lives while we were gone.
When you walked in and you saw Sergeant Ballard here, what was going through your mind? He's safe. He's safe, he's home, and that's important.
This all came about last year when Sergeant Ballard called his mother to explain that he and his men needed her help.
They had just gotten to Afghanistan. There wasn't a USO yet. They needed supply. Mom, can you help? Okay, baby.
She went to Laurel Elementary and reached out to Principal Lee for assistance, who immediately came up with a plan.
Each grade level they were sent a letter and they were supposed to bring in certain things, and we just had a basket out front, and then each grade level brought in items and then we sent it to them.
These kids and the staff, they just stepped right up.
But the students did so much more than give monetary support. They also stood by the soldiers emotionally, writing them letters, thanking them, and letting them know they care.
I'd have to say one letter that I got was from Maria, and she pretty much poured out her heart in this letter, and it's so impressive that children at that age have so much to talk about, and just her concern, her genuine concern for what we were doing as soldiers and protecting her freedom. It brought tears to not just my eyes, but a lot of my fellow service members.
Their letters touched as many as 200 men, including the members of Sergeant Ballard's 183rd Maintenance Company out of Colorado. But to the students' surprise, the soldiers wrote back and sent them pictures as well as pieces of their uniforms.
I said that I ride my bike, and he said that he appreciates that I wrote him the letters.
And it did get us through those hard times. I could go back to it and read it anytime I wanted to and know that somebody was depending on me to not just make it home for myself, but also for their protection later on in life.
And for these little ones, they aren't old enough to step on the front lines, but behind the scenes, armed with a pen and some paper, did so much on the battlefield. Sergeant Ballard's mother helped plan today's surprise. Principal Melinda Lee says the school plans to reach out in a similar way to another officer and his men who are currently in Afghanistan.